What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm updating my combo tutorial for Rescue Ace. I made a few mistakes last time I did one of these, so we're just going to go ahead and go through it, starting us off with the single card combo of just Airlifter by himself. So what does Airlifter accomplish? Well, obviously, normal summoning Airlifter allows you to search from your deck to your hand a copy of Emergency, which we will then use the emergency to then special summon a copy of Rescue Ace Hydrant from the deck, and then tribute the Airlifter. Then with Hydrant, we will search for a copy of Rescue Ace Turbulence, who will then banish both the emergency and the Airlifter from the graveyard in order to special summon itself. And then we can use its effect to set 4 Rescue Ace quick play spells and normal traps from the deck to our side of the field in a random order. Well, I say random order. In an order our opponent won't be able to, snipe the one that's most important if need be. I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle this super duper quick. So then we're going to just set all four of these, if I could just not fling shit around for no reason. And go up there. And from here, we'll activate the alert, since Rescue Ace Hydrant allows us to use a set quick play spell or normal trap that was set by a Rescue Ace effect the turn it was set. And with the alert, we'll be adding from our deck to our hand a copy of Preventer. We can then, on resolution of this, banish the alert from the graveyard in order to special summon. And from here, you have one of two options. You can just pass on this with 4 other cards in hand, or you could further extend. Most likely, I would rather end on this because of the fact that Nibiru is still relevant. So let me pack all this up real quick, and then I'll talk about some other combo lines. So now we only have Hydrant. What can we do with just Hydrant by itself? Well, obviously we can go normal summon the Hydrant, activate the effect of Hydrant to add a Rescue Ace monster from our deck to our hand, that being Preventer specifically. And then from here, we'll go link off the Hydrant for a just generic link 1. So for me, the only generic link 1 I am currently running is Anima. You could be running Almirage, and in fact, in this spot, you would want Almirage. But we can go link into Anima, and then we can banish the Hydrant in order to special the Preventer, who we can then link off with Anima and itself for either an IP Masquerena or a Hita, most likely the IP Masquerena, and then we will summon the Hydrant back from banish with the Preventer effect. And that is what Hydrant can accomplish by itself. So we have 4 other cards in hand. In theory, we have 4 other cards in hand, Hydrant, and IP, and the possibility to next turn extend in the game. And with the IP, we can always make something like, we can also make Promethean with the IP or the Hita. But next turn, we're definitely making, whatever in the extra deck we need in order to full on just blow our opponent out of the water. I'm going to pause and come back, and we'll do a test hand to see, what we can do from there. Alright, let's get this all shuffled up, since this video is relatively short because the combos are not quite there. They're not very long and they're not very intensive, but they do have some pretty powerful applications. We're going to shuffle that real nice and good. And our starter hand is 5 cards. Also, I did change the sleeves between videos. We have Imperm, Veiler, Emergency, Turbulence, and Hydrant. So the best part about Emergency here, we can use it to, or we can tribute a monster in the hand. So we can always go Emergency to maybe bait out an Ash. But if they don't Ash the Emergency, we're obviously going through the deck to summon. I put... How did that end up upside down? Did something else end up upside down? I don't think so. Actually, maybe. Yeah, a Veiler. Okay. We're going to go through and we're going to find... Where did he go? Where be? Oh, there he is. Airlifter. We're going to not search him. We're going to special summon him from the deck in defense. And then with Airlifter, instead of adding another emergency, oh, before we continue, we're going to tribute the Turbulence in our hand, because we're searching it as part of the combo. And with the Airlifter, we're going to actually search for a copy of Rescue Ace HQ. I'm going to start shuffling this from behind the camera because my back. So we searched the HQ here since we used the emergency already to summon from the deck. Because typically as you guys saw with the Airlifter combo by itself, you normal summon this, grab emergency to summon Hydrant. But since we have Hydrant and this combo line leaves our normal summon up, we can use Rescue Ace HQ, or we can search Rescue Ace HQ, and it gives us an additional normal summon this turn as well. So, but we're not too worried about having the second normal summon. So we're going to activate the HQ. We're going to go normal summon Hydrant, and we're going to use the effect of Hydrant to search from our deck to our hand another copy of Rescue Ace Turbulence. And obviously, the combo gets changed if any interaction comes out of our opponent. For the most part, if they Ash the emergency, we do the 1-card Hydrant line, where we end on IP, and then we would have the set Imperm and the Veiler in hand. But this is assuming we go uninterrupted. So from here, we are going to banish both of our cards in the graveyard in order to special summon the Turbulence from our hand. We will then use the effect of Turb to set 4 from the deck, which will be Alert, Extinguish, Rescue, and Contain. So we're going to set these 4 from the deck. Let me move those up there. Setting 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the purposes of the video, I'm not going to shuffle these around, but you would want to shuffle them around if you're playing against somebody. Then we're going to go ahead and use the alert that we just set to add from deck to hand a copy of Preventer. Let's not do that, shall we? Oop, I'm shuffling that way too close to the camera. And then we will banish the alert in order to special summon the preventer from the hand. And then from here we have a couple of options. And one of the options I want to go with is from here we can obviously just end on this this board of Preventer with Turbulence, HQ, Hydrant, 3 back row, and 2 hand traps. Or we could extend further and possibly play into an Nibiru. And the way I'm wanting to extend is to make like an IP using, or maybe not IP. I am wanting to make some form of extra deck monster. We could go Proxy F here to be able to fusion summon like Mud Dragon to give our board targeting protection. We could also, like I said, here with Airlifter and Turbulence, even though Turbulence does have interaction, it involves our opponent blowing up one of our cards with a card effect. But I kind of want to link off the Turbulence and the Airlifter into maybe an IP, maybe a Hida, and if we played this as if our opponent had ashed us, Hida would then make Promethean Princess, and we could continue, link climbing from there. From here, however, I think the appropriate thing to do is link the Airlifter and the Turbulence off into specifically IP Masquerena, just because IP is really powerful here. If you own SP, IP into SP to banish a card from your opponent's field or graveyard is really, really good. And also being able to IP into Unicorn to non-targeting, or to spin a card from your opponent's board back into the deck. Not as good, but has its use cases. And from here, we can now use the effect of HQ to put our 3 banished Rescue Ace cards and the other Turbulence from our graveyard back into the deck. The reason why we leave the Airlifter behind is because we can possibly make Promethean Princess next turn to reborn that. Or does it have to target 5? No, it is 4. Okay. Yeah, we're going to use HQ to put those 4 cards back, and we'll draw a card off of this. And our end board will be IP with Preventer, Hydrant, 3 cards in hand, 3 back row. And yeah. And our draw is a really... Actually, no, this one's pretty good. So we can go activate the Durandal, equipping to anything on our board. It doesn't matter. We'll say we equip it to the IP, but we're going to use the effect of Durandal to search for a level 5 or lower Fire Warrior, and we're going to grab Impulse. He gives us another hand trap, it's basically another hand trap, but for when our opponent activates a monster effect on the field. However, haha, Aleximo moment, where we say however, Impulse lets us summon any Rescue Ace machine from the deck when our opponent activates a monster effect on the field. And also, the Durandal will blow itself up. So, now we end on a... we can set the Imperm and have Valor plus Impulse in hand, Preventer as a Book of Moon, IP to be able to link into whatever we need, plus the 3 other Rescue Ace back row that our opponent is aware of. This does hard lose to specifically evenly matched. If we get Nibiru'd here, it's not the end of the world. We can always, use Rescue to bring something back. And obviously they should nib you before you use the HQ effect. And if they don't and wait till after the HQ effect, at that point, you gotta hope that you have crossout. But even if you don't have crossout, it's okay. Getting a big token isn't the end of the world. Your back row still is live and can still do some stuff. It's just not as good as what it would be. So let me pack all this up and we'll start doing the outro. Alright, and with that, I would like to say thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you guys for pointing some things out. There's some mistakes I made in my last video. And most importantly, thank you guys for a lot of the support. We're almost at 250. And I'm super excited. Also, hopefully by the end of this month, maybe, I'll start adding a little link down in the description, and I'll explain what that is when I'm able to start adding that link into the description. But with that, I will see everybody in the next video. Peace.